Hello, my name is Mika, and today I will be speaking about nature or nurture. I have been babysitting for the same family for about 6 years. The oldest child is 7 years old and the youngest child is 4 years old. Maggie, the 4-year-old, is full of personality. She's athletic, a comedian, and certainly a drama queen. I do not fully see traits of her mother or father in her. However, I wonder often about who will she be and where will she go. Maggie is placed in a hands-on learning environment, takes swimming lessons, and also attends ballerina. I wonder if eventually Maggie will grow up to be like her parents, or will her creative environment take her down a different road. As a psychology major, I wonder often about whether her personality is developed through nature or nurture. From a scientific point of view and from personal experience, I can confidently say that our personality is derived from both. There are many arguments as to whether nature or nurture is responsible for the development of our personality. There have been many twin study cases where each child will grow up in a different environment and raised by different parents. Scientists and psychologists have seen that temperaments remain the same and only likes and interests are different. Perhaps one popular argument for nature is the study of genetics and alcoholism. Many people believe that alcoholism runs in the family gene and therefore it is likely to affect the same genetic line. It has been noticed often that if you are a descendant of an alcoholic, the chances of you developing alcohol problems are higher. An estimated 25% of sons from a biological parent develop alcoholism, and about 5% of daughters from a biological parent develop alcoholism as well. However, it does not automatically mean that the descendant will become an alcoholic. I suppose many can argue that likelihood of developing an addiction itself is nature. A friend of mine who grew up with an alcoholic father was kind enough to share her opinion. He believes that, quote, personality comes not wholly from nature but nurture. It's a mix. I grew up around a family of hot-headed, violent people who pass on alcoholism. After 18 years of their influence, I am as hot-headed and prone as they, yet I choose not to drink because I saw what the worst of what runs in my family genes, and I would not rather become of it, end quote. Though many people may think alcoholism is a temperamental trait derived from nature, perhaps it is both. All of us have spent a significant amount of time not just in our homes, but elsewhere during childhood and even in our later stages. It seems as if we are constantly developing. Many feel like their lives have changed and their personalities originated from different experiences we go through, the different people we meet, and the places that we will go. Another friend of mine have felt that her personal struggles in various places she has lived in the relationships that she had built, has shaped her into a person she never thought that she would be. She feels that nurture is what shapes her personality because, quote, the environment each person lives in, particularly up to the age of 5 when our personality is being formed, plays a huge part in our development. My home at the time was full of strife as my father was an alcoholic. He used to come home drunk, yell, and slam doors. Fast forward 30 years when I was married to an alcoholic, and when my ex-husband used to be intoxicated, my heart would start to pound. I would literally panic and I could not understand why. When I mentioned this to my mother, she said, that's not a surprise. You learn to be apprehensive when your dad came home drunk when you were little, end quote. She feels that her childhood experience has taught her to behave in adulthood as well. I believe people side with either nature or nurture depending on their personal experiences. However, it has been proven that our temperaments are derived from nature and our dislikes are derived from nurture. Putting the two together is what makes our personality. I asked a friend of mine who is a sophomore at University of New Hampshire, and she believes that, quote, nature and nurture have an effect on how our personality develop. I know that I've got a lot of innate qualities that I've had my whole life, perhaps traits that I've received from my father, but I've also developed various inclinations and aversions based on my experiences throughout life that have changed the way I act, end quote. Let us look at this debate from a scientific point of view. A nature and nurture twin study was conducted by A.V.G. Heimowitz at the Rochester Institute of Technology. They have found that monozygotic twins show the same traits such as hair color and facial features. Monozygotic twins share most of the same genetic codes, unlike dizygotic twins that share about half of their genetic codes. The study concludes biological explanations such as nature are responsible for physical appearances and traits. However, nurture and environmental factors are responsible for personality and behavior. In conclusion, I believe that both nature and nurture has a great impact on what makes us, us. Both science and environmental factors help us in many ways to cope with life each day and engage in social interactions. Though nature and nurture are responsible for different aspects of personality, both are highly important and significant to all people. Thank you.